If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Got a thing for a shorty and she more than a 10. Yeah, we litty. Bring two of your friends, shawty, keep on grinding on me again and again.
Welcome back. As you see, we came back with the part 2. Might well go ahead, finish this shit out, see what it is they saying. You know what I'm saying? See it is what it is we can learn, or perhaps want to unlearn from this situation. Shit, man. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the motherfucking channel. Anything you want to say before we get up in here? No?
Yeah. I do. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment to the video. Like, heard my boy. Don't act like you ain't heard him. You know you heard him. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Appreciate it.
Let's get to it. What it was? One zip, coolie side.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
That had your same points of view, right? And now, let's change up the dialogue a little bit, because I'm curious of knowing. I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 + 1 = 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you, and see if we can come to agreement on something. That's what I want to get here, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. Influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I want to know this because I spoke with, you're the 5th person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, you have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
It's knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experiences. I know my mother.
See what Cooley tried to do there, but also beneficial one was I would have doubled back after he would have finished what he was saying, and I would have asked him, okay, define what a God is, right? Like that's should have been the focal point when he started saying all that bullshit to begin with. Define what a God is, okay? Because everybody got different interpretations on what a God looks like, but roughly the definition of God always been the same in the dictionary. And historically speaking, whenever a God was present, it always had certain things attached to it, right? So if you're saying that a mortal being is a God, there's no such thing as a mortal God, right? So that's just another thing that he could have caught him up on, but he, for some odd reason, didn't. But I digress.
So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book and what you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme map of things.
Clarence,
everything in nature is telling you.
Clarence, I seen that you
don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me.
No. Someone came in the chat. Clarence, I see you coming in here, giving 2 seconds. I'll add you in after I have this discussion with him.
I get 30 seconds to speak, like every single time.
It's a podcast, and I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You're intimidated, bro.
No, I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You don't want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of the year, you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come on,
if I can sit there and listen to you and you can't listen to me.
I mean, listen,
you told us about a pregnant male rat. You told us the science brought about a pregnant male rat.
In person. You could come here in person. No one's intimidated, bro. No one's.
You gotta be.
No one feels like that. You could have this discussion in person. The same way I'm conveying myself with you over here, it'll be in person. And actually, it'll be more intense. We said that influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.
We asking for proof, and dude not basically giving him any proof of where he found this evidence from. That is basically all he is asking for. what evidence influenced you to start thinking this way?
Nah, I wouldn't really even say that, because like you could be influenced by something before you even know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
right?
but
That
you had to believe something that somebody said, or like evidence to you, something.
No, it's not evidence. You going off like, okay, when it comes to most religion, right? We are indoctrinated into religion, right? There is very rare that people are converted into a different religion, right? You are usually born in a religion,
yeah,
right?
And your evidence for believing in that religion is because the rest of your family believe in that, and they brought you to church.
The influence is you had no fucking choice but to get your ass up and go to church in the morning. That was the influence, bro. You had no choice but to be in that space, right? Because when you was a kid, granted, all you did was run around that motherfucker. You ain't paying no mind. But as you start growing up and you start, you know what I'm saying, growing out of the always running around and to more into developing more of a conscious state, you sat down and you listen, right? And you sat down and you heard it, right? And now when I talk about the faith things, he might not come when you want him to, but he always right on time, right? And they use that and you start piecing certain shit together, like, oh well, shit going bad right now, but this extremely good thing just happened here to be God, right? That's how people think. That you know what I'm saying? The influence is there, and then boom, 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 right? So the initial influence isn't evidence. It's just what got you, what probed you into thinking about it, right? What probed you was, oh shit, I sat my ass down one time doing church and I fucking listened. That's sitting the fuck down, because not everybody who went to church at the age is still saved.
Okay, so boom, right. Going back to what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
He may not be there when you need him, but he gonna be there right on time, type deal, right? And going back to that situation you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is, in church you may have heard this, and you ain't believe it or nothing until that bad day came, and then that something good thing happened. And now you just like, damn. Okay, so this shit might be, okay, this is true. So that's what I was saying. That's the evidence.
Right, but that's not necessarily influence. Though I was making a distinction between what influence and evidence was.
Okay.
That's all it was. I ain't saying that you're wrong. I was just making the distinction between influence and evidence.
I got you.
That's all. I wanted to get you, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was just making sure you got what I was saying. That was it. All right, go on.
Okay. Explain, elaborate. What did you find that made you really think that black woman is God?
My mother was in my face the whole time. She was in my face the whole time. I didn't realize that was God. So they told me that my mother, everything was outside of me. They told me that everything else was my mother. Everything else is God but your mother. And then you look at why they oppress every woman in religion. Christianity, their God says it's okay to rape a woman, a woman. Islam, they say it's okay to rape a woman. Allah is literally a lot. So they literally define everything in woman.
It's weird that he said that, but he really stated that Islamic had a female God. But I digress. He also said the Catholics had a female God, but then last time I checked, there's very few revisions between the Catholics and the Christianity Bible. But point still gonna be case of being, if the Catholics has a female God, why would that be okay to the Catholics? Because the Christianity and Catholics are one. Anyway, I digress. I'm just saying, you just gotta listen. That's all I'm saying.
It's all about women oppression, and for women not to realize that they are the true creators. That's why the patriarch took over. The patriarch literally took over the matriarch.
You know what it was? You know what it was that got him thinking like that? Just by how hard he said, because of the patriarch. That nigga took a feminist class in college. He took it and ran with it. He took that shit and ran with it, because you know that's an actual thing. That's an actual degree in college, gang. Them actual classes.
Feminist classes is actual classes in college.
Dead ass. That's an actual college course, bro. Shit, you not. Shit crazy. You see, all you gotta do is listen, bro. Just listen. Pay attention, okay? Because you're dumb. You're dumb. I digress.
The matriarch had always been in rulership. That's why they studied the goddess Hathor. They literally was with the queen of heaven in Jeremiah 44. They spoke about the goddess everywhere. Tuarat was the
I have
first
another
deity
question for
that
you
was
too.
ever worshipped. See, like I said, I get 30 seconds.
Oh no,
So
you
don't
explained
really
it.
wanna
Now I
do
have
this.
another question for you.
See, I'm saying I wasn't done.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Let me know how
He just
much I
said.
get. I mean, you just stopped me. You gonna keep doing it, so go ahead.
I mean, it's
It's
you
okay.
explained
It's
all the way
okay.
down to
Go
how it
ahead,
went.
bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
and also, I'll just give you the rules of the podcast. So get used to it. So guess what? This is called
Basically
order,
going off
right?
what dudes
Men create order. This is my platform, so there's a hierarchy to things. It's my rules, so if I set the rules and you follow the rules, right? When you have your own podcast and you invite me on, you set the rules and I follow those rules. Life is in hierarchy. So I have a question for you.
So
You
then you
just
don't
said
want-
that
you
the
don't wanna hear it.
matriarchy. I have a question for you. Listen, you
Of course,
just said
you just
that
had
the
a question for me.
you just said that the matriarchy was taken over by the patriarchy. How can
Correct.
if the matriarchy is natural, right? It's a natural way of life. It's nature, right? You said the father doesn't come from nature, but the woman does come from nature. If that's the case, if the woman was first, you say that the woman is first. My question is, if the woman came first and you think the black woman is God, why is it that she's always being taken over by a man? Wouldn't
Who
you
said-
think? You just said that the patriarchy always takes over the
I'll let you
matriarchy.
finish. I'll let you finish so I can speak. Go ahead.
That's my question. You just said that the patriarchy always takes
I know
over
what
the
I said.
matriarchy. How can you say and even think logically that the woman came first if she's not strong enough to defend for herself? Answer it now.
Well, I'll calm down a little bit. Now, let me answer. In regards to the patriarchy taking over the matriarchy, it had nothing to do with strength. You have to understand that's brute strength. So what it was
God
the son
dang.
turned against his mother. The son literally turned against his mother. So
That's
instead of
brute
being the
strength.
protector, the son became the predator.
He
And
did
then
say
Christianity and all of these other
That's literally, if it was a matriarchy, that means the females would be the protectors, not somebody who would need to be protected. That's the whole point of a matriarchy. Like this, why I always say words have meanings. Okay, it's crazy how everything that I always say always just loops back together. Okay, you can't make this up. All right. 2 points for Cooley. 2 points. It took us a while. 2 points for Cooley. But another question that I would have asked him is, you know what I'm saying? In what way could you say that, you know, a female is God? Because like there's certain aspects to be brought into it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just keep on saying like, yeah, the mother's the God, but like what godly things is she doing? I have yet to hear of a God that provides food. Right? I heard God's giving us the ability to get our food, but I have never heard of a God sitting here and prepping food for mortals. Like it's the other way around. You give sacrifice to the gods. You know where I'm coming from? Okay, all right, cool. Just so we all are under the same page. But like, this dude, he died on this hill. I give him effort. I digress.
other religions were created to teach men that they were higher than women. How do you think the oppression started, woman? They needed religious context to literally turn your man against you. You can look throughout all the religions.
Did you
and
ever
you can
think
see
that the
when you were
woman,
governing.
that the man is just stronger than a woman? Do you ever just think that the man is just stronger than a woman and more superior than a woman?
You's a bitch, nigga. On my
Did you ever
mama,
think
you a
that?
bitch. Fuck
Say that
wrong
to
with
my
you, bro?
face, man. You welcome
I said
here. I
you's a
have you
bitch,
on.
nigga.
I have
don't
you
give a
on.
fuck. Where you at,
I have
nigga?
you
I don't
on,
give a
bro.
fuck. Smash the shit out your
Listen,
pussy ass.
actually, here's what
You's
I'll
a
do
little
for you,
bitch,
because
nigga.
I've been waiting
All
for
you
someone
do, all
like
you
you.
do. Yeah, I'm right here.
I'll send
right
you out
here.
here.
You's a bitch.
You just see how that went from 0 to 100 real quick. real quick. When people understand that everything that they just did just got broken down, because really Cooley ain't even break his ass down like I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Cause me, I would have dispatched this nigga real quick. Dispatched. But like again, you see this is where the influence of women come from. But back to the point before all this bullshit started happening, right? The whole point of a matriarchy, right? Because like where there's true matriarchy, it's prevalent, right? Like it's prevalent, right? Like multiple species in the animal kingdom after intercourse eat the male, right? And they're significantly bigger than the male, right? Like you understand there's certain things of female matriarchy. There is some, is way few too many though, right? So if that's the case, why is it males doing the hunting? Why is it that males is doing the protecting if you don't need the male's protection? That's the whole point of a patriarchy. We are the ones to protect. That's the whole point, right? Because you see Woman King, right? You ever seen the movie Woman King?
Yeah.
All of them female soldiers, female warriors, a female queen. Huh?
It was good. She wasn't a queen.
She was a queen. It was the king there, but she was still the queen.
Oh.
And all the elite warriors was females.
Yeah, because I think she was just a queen on the front line type shit.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. So like that's what a matriarchy would look like, right? Or if you want to look at the whole Black Panther G, outside of Black Panther, T'Challa himself, everything else was ran by women, right? That's what a matriarchy, that would make whatever the fuck that word is. I'm tired. That's what that would look like, right? Not a patriarchy. So like y'all, we gotta understand these words, and words have meanings, and when you just spewing the shit that you heard, you can tell because you don't know what the fuck it is you're talking about. It's obvious to tell when somebody know what it is they're talking about versus because me, I'm not traversing any of this shit, but I just broke down everything. I'm not traversing anything. You just gotta know a little bit enough to get back, and you just put shit together by yourself. And this is what happens when you know nothing but spit it like you know it.
But I digress.
All right.
I'll send you out here, right? I'll send you out here. I'll pay for your ticket to come out here. I'll pay for your ticket to come out here, and we can do this debate live in person. And I guarantee you won't have that energy in person. I guarantee you. And I had another man talk crazy just like you, but in person, he wasn't speaking that crazy. It was a entirely different story.
Bro, you can tell everybody in the room can see you a bitch, man. Everybody in the room can see you a little hoe, bro.
Now you're making ad hominems. No one made ad hominems about you. This nigga looking like a fake Drake over here, man. This nigga looking sweet as cheese. How you over here trying to act hard when you get your eyebrows done every day? This nigga looking sweet. This nigga sweet as pie with that little chain on. Nigga squinching his eyes. Nigga, what's in your eye? Why you keep squinching your eyes like that? Trying to have the light skin look. Yeah. Come on, bro. Calm down with all that, nigga. Let's have a regular discussion. You making that homicidal text. I ain't making none on you. You made them first.
Cause I said that joke before the
This guy said a white boy. Just because you can't articulate yourself. Just because you can't articulate yourself.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Doesn't mean that I'm a white boy because I can. That don't mean that, nigga. Chat is clowning you right now. But anyways, bro, here's what I'm saying, man. Everything that you said is all false because the root of it, the cause of it is false. The man is superior than a woman. Why doesn't a matriarchy?
The matriarchy will always be in existence. It's just been hijacked by the patriarchy. You wouldn't still produce us.
It can't be there if it's hijacked. That's the whole point of hijack.
No. It ain't going like that. That isn't how this goes, bro. Because you're not answering questions, bro.
I'm tired of your questions. Just let me speak.
Listen, man, if you're tired of the questions, then you can hop off the stream, bro. You're just speaking nonsense right now.
Like I said, you're intimidated. For you not to let me talk, but I'm over here.
Nigga, you look like a broke Drake, nigga. Who intimidated?
I know, bro. You said that. You said that already.
No one said broke. broke.
already.
That was
Yeah,
different.
okay.
See, you can't
You had it
listen. You don't
broke
have
today.
good active listening
Corny
skills,
ass
buddy.
shit, man.
You don't
Corny.
have good active listening
Look,
skills.
look at,
Low
bro, you got a
IQ.
man wig on.
Low
You got a
IQ,
man
man.
wig on, and you talking about Drake, man.
This nigga said
Like,
a man
fucking
wig,
look at
bro.
you.
My hair
I
is
don't know
just
what the
long,
fuck.
man. It's just
Okay,
long.
well,
It's, I
line
got
that
good
shit
hair,
up.
bro.
Mind your shit up.
Yeah,
Mind your
it's
shit
all
up. You
good.
see that shit?
Look at your
Whack ass
headline,
shit.
buddy.
You sitting there, look at it. It's
I ain't
lined
gonna
up,
hold you.
nigga.
His shit
What the
looks
fuck is
straight.
wrong with your shit?
His shit looks straight. You know how put their hands, they put their hands over his head. I ain't gonna
Intimidation.
Like I
That is
said,
fine.
there's a hierarchy.
You
You started
don't
the
want
That
me
shit
to
do
talk.
not look like
You don't
it,
want me to
cause that
speak.
shit looks
You don't
straight
want me
in
to
hands.
But
speak.
here's
Like,
what it is.
they put that
It's
little
a hierarchy
the
thing. So if you
little
don't want to
paper.
hop the orders, you can hop
You
off the
don't
stream
want
or I'll
nobody
kick you
to
off the
talk,
stream.
though. I don't understand. Man, you a bitch anyway, nigga. You didn't want to do nothing anyway. You got your
Yo,
ass murdered over here.
Come
You got your
over.
ass murdered
No,
over here.
I
You
mean,
can't fuck with
you
me.
believe
So
that
you
1 +
upset.
1
You
doesn't
mad.
equal 2.
You call it whatever.
And
You
I've
asking
already
a
said
fucking
we could
question.
have this live stream
You
in
asking a
person.
conversation. Man,
And
man,
I
come
trust you
on,
in
man. You's a
person.
clown. You's a
You wouldn't
clown.
have this energy.
Bro,
I'll
I will
literally
beat
fly
the
you
fuck
out.
out you, man. Y'all
I'll
beat
come
the
out.
fuck out you, bro. I'm
I'll
not
bring
no
you out here,
Diddy,
bro.
I'm not your little
Listen,
boy. I'm not
I'll
your little
bring you
toy.
out here.
You're talking.
I'll bring
You're
you out
just
here.
talking. We're talking.
Do you
No,
take
no,
my
talking
side?
fast.
his shit hit.
Right.
That's enhanced again. Can you see how it's faded over there?
This is what
You
men do.
see
Look
Let's
at
see
this
if you're
side.
really
Like
man
they
of your
short
word.
on this
Men
side.
are men of their
Yeah,
word. So
yeah.
here's my word. Here's my word. I'll fly you out here and we can have this debate in person. I put it on my word. If you really want to come out here, I'll fly you out here and we can do it in person. And after that, we could box. How about that? Let's do it. If you really feeling that, if you really feeling froggy, nigga, leap. I'll send you out here. I'll put that on my word.
All right.
And we got
All right.
hundreds of people in here. No. You want to approve to that offer? If not, then shut up, nigga, and pay attention to the hierarchy. Here's the rules. So I'm going to ask you
More rules.
questions, and then you're going to listen,
rules.
and you're going to answer these questions. Because you're just talking just to talk. Do you understand? So,
Hey, you's a
question
scary
here.
little boy. You's a scary
Question-
little boy,
Cool, man. You
That's
still
all it is.
talking,
You's
bro.
a scary little boy,
Question
man.
here.
I'm from
How
Chicago,
can-
puss ass nigga.
You
You
still
talking about
didn't-
flying out a
Niggas
nigga
He
and
ain't from
fighting.
Chicago.
You talking about flying
He
me
ain't
out
from Chicago.
and trying to box.
We don't
me.
claim
My
you around
family
here,
is
son.
just waiting
don't.
for somebody
We
like
don't
you that's
claim
talking
you.
spicy. This is what I do.
I told you you's a bitch,
This is
man.
what I do,
You know
man.
you's a bitch. You don't do
Ain't
shit
no way in
with
hell
this
nigga
white
just said
boy.
we can run a
You a
fade.
white boy that like
You
to
from
play.
Chicago,
You
you
like
ain't
to
say
do
nigga
little
shit.
jokey shit.
We out
Listen,
there, like,
homie had to
you
go.
know.
He just talking to talk.
Ain't no way, like
He
niggas, we take that
talking
shit serious.
silly.
Yeah, we
Chad,
don't claim you, gang.
this is what we happen when you talk to
Niggas
feminine
stole,
men
niggas stole
and
lights on
emotional
mine when
men.
they talk about he
They
ain't
get all
straight.
soft.
Cause
They
if I
can't
can't
have
beat
a
you,
good
I'ma shoot you.
conversation. Back and forth. He doesn't respect
We don't claim you
an
over here.
hierarchy, which is why he doesn't respect the patriarchy. He's speaking nonsense, which I checkmated them on many times. He believed that 1
Only
+
two.
1 doesn't
You only
equal
checkmate
2.
them twice.
He's living in
I was
La
keeping
La
count.
Land. He's literally a female,
I was
which is
keeping count,
crazy.
gang.
Also, he doesn't understand
right.
that if a creator is creating beings, human beings,
I mean, he did.
Give him
and
maybe 3.
we all know that
I
the
give him
world
3
was
because he
created
said,
with
you know what I'm saying, I'll
animals
fly you out
first.
here.
We
had,
all know that
what's
there's
name?
times
and then
of
we
day,
can box.
there's night,
Dude, low key shut up
and
for a
there's
little
day.
bit after that. So
Nah, he
I'll
did,
give him
though.
3. We'll give him 3. We'll give him 3.
That's a woman
We'll give him 3.
that is higher in estrogen and that's higher in trait neuroticism, which means that they feel more emotions and more negative emotions, meaning that the woman being created first has a higher probability of being scared of the dark than a man. Back in the day, there weren't any electricities and lights and stuff. So why would God create a woman first that is weaker, that can't manipulate the world how the man can, that can't create the infrastructure and build shelter and create a fire and housing like a man can? Why would he create the woman first that's gonna be ate by the wildebeest and the tigers and lions? That sounds silly to create the weaker thing first. So if you like that clip and you wanna watch more, click right here.
I don't know. See. It sound good.
They do.
It's that
ending sounded
that
good.
the ending did sound good, but we all know there's a such thing called trial and error. And I don't care how perfect that you think somebody is, right? The first thing they do is most likely would never be a good product, right? So why would you build the weaker thing first? The same way we get all these fragile ass phones and shit. Bro, iPhones just started being sturdy. Case in point, iPhones just now started to be sturdy. Like I could throw this bitch across the goddamn room and this bitch will still function properly. And even my screen cracked right now, like, but it's still working properly. But like, you know, usually when you crack an iPhone, that bitch was done for. You couldn't touch the screen. You couldn't do nothing with that motherfucker. It was a wrap. But like to sit here and say like, why would you create the weaker thing first? We it sound good, but we often know there's trial and error. So like I said, like all these things sound good, but in practicality, inconclusive. Inconclusive. All right, that's why I hate talking about shit like this, because there's no way to really just put either or. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go with the lesser evil. Granted, and Cooley had the better points. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, my God created man first. That's what Cooley said. Stamp that shit.
Me personally, iPhones are still fragile as fuck and weak as fuck.
I don't know. I've been dropping the fuck.
Granted,
I've been dropping the fuck out of this phone.
They doing their little thing.
Nah, nigga, I've been dropping the fuck out of this phone,
the new
bro.
titanium thing, they doing their thing with that.
Yeah, they doing their thing with that.
That's just the border, but that's just the border around it, though.
It don't matter. The border is what supports it, nigga.
Exactly, you right. That's what I'm saying. But granted, though, how long it took them to goddamn. And they could have really been did it if they wanted to. Now you can't lie and say they couldn't have. iPhone
trial and error.
You right, trial and error. But they really could have been did that. Cause you want to know something?
Could've.
You want to know something?
They could have.
You want to know something?
What?
I had an LG with a Gorilla. Goddamn, it was like some Gorilla screen or something. I ended up falling hand first onto a rock with a point on that motherfucker. Boy, that bitch did not crack. Now, granted, that bitch had a little granted, it had a little goddamn mark in it and shit.
Uh-huh.
But you ain't. Android been doing it, so iPhone could have been did it. You know why they didn't know? It's moolah. But I digress.
Yeah,
but
but
I
like
digress.
that's like saying phones could have been touchscreen. We had to go to the brick phones first. You remember the fat ass brick phones?
Yeah, okay, I understand that. I'm just
trial.
saying, iPhone
The whole point is
that's all I'm saying.
The whole point is trial and error, right? The first product is guaranteed not to be the good product. Let's just go ahead and get this out the way. So, like, yes, theoretically, God could have made women first. That's all I'm saying. Theoretically, what he said just did not match up to what I know for real world logic. It just don't make sense.
Nah, he got a valid point. Because why make the weaker thing first? Generally speaking, hang on
again.
Because generally speaking,
go ahead.
Men are stronger than women. Generally speaking, but there are some strong ass women out there now.
Okay then. I'll come back to that then. Since why make the weakest thing first? Okay, why make the weaker thing majority of the population then?
What you mean?
Women, we already came to know.
Majority of the population.
Okay, and they are also the weaker what?
Generally, physically weaker. Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So why would you make most of the population the weaker gender?
But you gotta think. Okay. Okay, so you can't really say why make most of the population a weaker thing.
Then you can't possibly say why the first creation wouldn't be the weaker gender.
So
you literally can't say that then.
Hang on, say that again. My bad. Say that again.
Cause you just said again, you agree with Cooley as to why would God create the weaker gender first? Right?
Generally speaking, yeah.
Why would he? And I'm saying, okay then, with that logic, why would he make majority of the population the weaker gender? It wouldn't make sense.
I mean, both have their strong traits, but like physically wise,
for survival wise, why? If that's the case, why?
Cause we ain't in that state no more, type deal. You know, like generally speaking. Plus, actually, or it could be this. It could be this too, but it's just general speaking though. Okay, it could be this too. Too many niggas done just died, man.
No.
I mean, the male suicide rate.
If you was to look at babies being born, there's way more girls being born than boys.
Nah, that is true though. That is true. That is
Way more girls being born than boys. And to sit here and be like, oh, why would he build? You know, because to build fire again, because to build a fire back then, you wasn't doing no heavy lifting. To build a shelter, it wasn't nothing but some branches and some leaves. It was not heavy, right? so why would the weaker or stronger version of the gender matter at that point in time? It necessarily wouldn't.
Depending on what necessarily wouldn't. He talking about like fighting mountain lions and shit.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Cause that wasn't the point that he brought up. Well, he brought up the point of shelter and the fact that there was no electricity, right? And he said no, he did not.
He brought up, I swear he said something about fighting mountain lions and shit. Like, not specifically mountain lions, but he said something about fighting. So that was generally speaking why I said, yeah, I agree with him. Cause you get a female my size type shit compared to a nigga your size and a mountain lion in front of them. Right? Mm-hmm. What the fuck you think fighting that damn mountain lion?
You don't need to fight it to survive.
Or at least
you don't need to fight it to survive.
You don't need to fight it to survive. But generally speaking, no.
Generally speaking, survival of the fittest is
if
survival.
You are in that
survival
territory,
right? Of the fittest is survival of the fittest. Like if back then,
you can't stop an animal from looking at you like a snack, man.
You know what you can do though? Like I said, back then, we would have honestly thought to ourselves, okay, we're not fighting this motherfucker. We getting the fuck up out of here. Our evolutionary traits would have been way different than what we evolved to now, right? Yes or no?
Can you really say that we wouldn't have fought it back then? You thinking of like caveman type times.
That's what they talking about. They talk about human creation, nigga.
Okay, like...
What are you talking about? That's back in caveman time, nigga. What are you talking about?
And generally speaking,
what are you talking about?
At least from the study I've read, cavemen were pretty aggressive. You feel me? Now, granted, there's no adequate evidence of that, but
again, right? And then without the use of man-made weapons, right? Let's say them motherfuckers never thought about using a big stick as a hitting tool. Because no matter how strong them cavemans was, we know for a fact they still needed big-ass sticks to fight some of the shit that they was fighting, right? Let's just say they never thought about using these big-ass sticks for combat, right? First thing first is... let's say they still would have just chose to fight, right? Our evolutionary trait would have been our evolutionary tree would have been way different than what we is right now, right? That's the whole point I'm trying to say. It did not matter who came first when it come to evolutionary statuses. It didn't matter. That whole point of saying why make this first when it don't matter because.
I mean, it don't matter. But with the point that he was making...
That's not a point. That's what I'm trying to say. A point has to be something that is conclusive. That's not conclusive. He asked a question as it was a point. No, he asked a question. That's not a point. They don't make it a point. They make it a good question.
Well, the question that he was asking, a male, in my opinion, a male would be first in that question.
Right. Would be. We don't know why it was. That's the point.
Well, that's what I was saying.
That's situation,
a male would be first. That was all I was saying. Okay.
No, it wouldn't be, bro. Cause the same exact way as we can be like.
But this is all my opinion, though. I'm just saying, in my opinion, a male would be first.
Them bitches would have been climbing up trees, picking berries like they was way at the time when the men used to go out there and hunt. Them bitches would have been fine. They would have been okay. granted, they would have been some running bitches. Like we would our evolutionary tree would have been stronger legs. We would have been some running motherfuckers. Okay. Let's just get out the way. We would have been some running motherfuckers.
Hey,
but to sit here and say like, oh, why would if you was creating, why would you create the weak agenda first? Like, man, that's a mute point, because we already know for a fact, historically speaking, when we make something like, yeah, it's new and it's useful, right? Granted, no matter what it is, it's new and it's useful, right? But it's far from a perfect object. It's far from the perfect what's the name, right? We come out with better versions. So you can have a male or a female, which will be the original version, and God opt in a better version for survival. That can be a thing, and it can be vice versa too. Because to me, it would make less sense to have a male who is more fit for immediate survival, right? And then build a woman who technically would hinder that survival. That don't make sense. If we were talking about in that scenario, it wouldn't make sense. Why would you create, right, a male who is fit for immediate survival? That's what they were built for, immediate survival. We are built for the immediate task at hand, right? Women are built for what? Nurturing. That's for future planning, right? They're built for the future. So why would I build something immediate, right, and then bring something that's, yeah, like why would you have something for instant survival first and then just bring in a weaker option?
I mean,
that don't make sense. The weaker option would have to come first, and you would build something to protect that weaker option.
So look. Okay, so technically, it's not a weaker option, because where that nigga lack, she pick up. You feel me? And where she lack,
when it comes to immediate survival, that's what we're talking about, right? When I talk about today time, I'm talking about back then, what survival was really survival, nigga. Immediate survival, right? If I was to create a being, right? And we know for a fact, historically speaking, right, things only get better for that specific task, right? Things only get better for that specific task, right? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure that you're tracking with me right now. Okay, this is the baseline. Introduce the baseline. We know things only get better, right? So you're telling me we created the man first. God created the man first, right? Something that's built for immediate survival, right? Okay, cool. So how would the better person, right, which will come after, be less fit for immediate survival?
I mean, granted though, women are more agile than men, like flexible and everything else.
That's not good for immediate survival though.
Well, I don't know that.
Because we know for a fact, historically speaking, us, our primals, we are more fight than flight. Historically speaking, we fight more than we flight. The fight or flight thing, we fight more than we flight, right? So technically speaking, why would he create the weaker one for survival second?
I think I'm too tired for this shit. But, like, for real, man. Because, like, okay, so boom, right? Why would he create the one for immediate survival second?
No, because you saying he created it first. You saying the man was first. Men are good for immediate survival. Right?
Generally speaking, because strength-wise.
Right. So I'm saying that they was created first. Why opt in a weaker option second?
But technically, she wouldn't be weaker.
Yes, she would. She would literally
physically probably.
She would literally no, because then you going from not only protecting you but protecting somebody else, right? Who cannot bear the work that you did, bear the work that you do. Because remind you, it take 9 months to have a baby. Take 9 months. So within them 9 months of you being pregnant, right, you are in an even more weakened state.
Yeah.
You're even in a more weakened state, right? You're weaker than what you normally was. You're weaker. You can't move.
Actually, man, ain't no cap though. Since you just mentioned that point, it got me thinking, right? Got my gears turning. The women would have been stronger back then, like for real, because y'all gotta be pregnant during dinosaur age. Oh yeah, you stronger for real.
You telling me you're pregnant, so your body's obviously weaker than what it would be,
exactly.
right? So you're even contributing less to the survival now.
And then in dinosaur age too.
Hold on, wait.
People in dinosaur age.
But hold on. So I'm just trying to tell you just how none of this shit would make sense, right? So like to sit here and be like, okay, so then when the kid come in, right?
Now you even in a weaker state because now you just gave birth.
Okay, and now not only do I have to protect myself, but I have to protect two
you
other
and the
people.
kid. But then again,
So why would it make sense to build a protector first without having anything to protect? You would have the baseline first and then something to protect that. What came first? The king or the royal guards? The king. And then you built the royal guards around the king. Technically speaking, if we're talking about historically here, you know what I'm saying? I digress. The women would kind of be, but again, that's neither here nor there.
I get your point.
I just,
My thing is, you got me on that one. Okay, you got me.
that's all I'm saying. I can spill bullshit both ways. It don't matter to me. Like, it really don't matter to me. It's just like, I'm just here to show y'all just how easily that shit just retarded. All that shit was retarded. But anyway, fuck y'all. If y'all like the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, you got anything you want to say?
I apologize.
Now I said that in like the last 3 videos we did. Yeah.
Alright, fuck y'all. See y'all later. Deuces. Like, comment, subscribe. We watching, okay?
Just respect the grind. I'm finna get to it by that time. Say, my bank account look so grateful. I'm about to get to this money. Yeah, get to this money. But say, man, let's get rich. Hey, we about to run up these dollars.